This is Marie, and today on Marie TV we have a very special guest, Harold, who is going to tell us more about 3D printing. Harold, welcome.
Yeah, hi, and thank you for having me over.
Oh, my pleasure. So, everyone wants to know, who are you?
Well, I'm Harold. I live in the Netherlands and I work as a mechanical engineer. And I even like to take my work home with me because I had my own room in my house dedicated for, my technical stuff. My tools and my printers are in that same room.
Alright, that sounds really cool actually. And yeah, what is the reason why you wanted to buy your first 3D printer?
Yeah, well, about 6 years ago I had my internship at the company, and at that company they had their own 3D printer. And one of my subjects of my internship was to work with the machine. So I immediately fell in love with the printer and I knew I wanted to buy my own one day. So in about a year I had enough money saved up to buy my own printer, and that's where I am now.
Okay, very nice. And let me know, I'm curious, what are the uses of a 3D printer?
Well, there are a lot of uses in companies. A lot of companies use their 3D printer to fabricate their own prototypes, to test something out real quick. In a matter of hours they can have their own prototype in hand, whereas when they order something at a manufacturer, it can take a matter of weeks.
Yeah.
So it has a lot of flexibility with it. And you can use your own 3D printer at your own home to make anything you can think of.
Oh, cool. And well, it sounds amazing from what you're saying. And yeah, can you please tell us more about what are the advantages of the technology of 3D printing?
Well, as I said earlier, it's in a relatively short amount of time you can make your own product. In a matter of hours, it can be in your own hands. You have a lot of flexibility with your product. Many types of manufacturing processes have a lot of drawbacks because some shapes can't be made with them, and 3D printers almost have none of them. You also have a lot of flexibility with the materials you can use. It's always plastics, but a lot of plastics have a lot of different properties to them. So, you can really make everything you can think of.
Oh, very nice. It almost sounds like 3D printing is perfect. But is there also disadvantages for 3D printing?
I don't like to talk about them a lot, of course, but there are some disadvantages. The short amount of time I said earlier it takes to make your own product. Well, a matter of hours can also be a long amount of time.
Yeah.
As example, one of my longest 3D prints ever was about 48 hours. So
oh my God.
My printer was running the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And well, in 48 hours, a lot of things can go wrong, like your electricity can go out, and or you can even bump against the table where your printer is standing on. So time can be an issue. And another disadvantage is to get the most out of your printer, you have to have a lot of knowledge about everything about the printer, the printer itself, the materials you use, and well, if you're not that interested in it, it can be a bit hard to learn about it. But if you are interested in it, it can add a lot to your printer.
Of course, it's a disadvantage that you cannot just start like this with 3D printing, but it sounds like actually a great learning opportunity.
Yeah, of course. It can be a lot of fun to learn all there is to know about your own machine and how it works, and what kind of material is the best solution for your problem. Yeah. So I think it's an advantage, but some people think it's a disadvantage.
Yeah. But is this information just available on the internet, or?
Yeah, you can look it up everywhere. It's a really big community for 3D printers. Since it became popular, a lot of people have their own 3D printers. I know a lot of colleagues who have bought their own. They are relatively cheap. For 200 euros you can have your own perfectly working 3D printer in your own house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, what would you advise to someone who says, "Oh, I want to buy my first 3D printer"? What would be your advice for this person?
Take care with searching for the perfect one for you. If you are starting with 3D printing, it's best to choose a beginner-friendly 3D printer, so you won't have too many hiccups while trying to print your first design.
Yeah.
And it can be a lot of fun to try learning working with 3D design software, so you can fabricate your own products.
Yeah.
There are a lot of sites online that have their own, and whole communities that design their own products that you can use. But it's always fun to be able to design your own.
Okay. But if you don't want to, you can just go on the internet and download for free a model.
Swipe them right off the internet, and you have your own product. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great actually. And can you tell us more about how does a 3D printer work?
Yeah, it's a pretty easy technology. It looks a bit like a glue gun.
Oh, that's a glue gun. We know that on this channel.
Okay, I've seen the video too.
Nice.
It warms up a thin string of plastic.
Okay.
So it gets almost liquid. And then layer by layer, the string of plastic is placed on top of a printing bed. And the layer gets up, and when it goes up, the more and more plastic accumulates on the bed, and so you can have your own product when it's ready.
Okay, very nice. And you can take it right away, or you have to wait for a bit that it cools down, or...
When it's finished, you can pretty much take it off the printing bed whenever it's ready. Yeah.
Okay, ready to use then.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, so now I'm very curious. I want you to show me, if you want to, how does it work? I want to print something. Can you show me how does it work?
Yeah, sure, of course. First of all, let's make a design. Next, we are uploading the model in a software called a slicer to translate the file in the language of the printer. There we can adjust some properties according to the plastic we are using, like the temperature or the infill to make your product stronger. Now we are ready, so let's print. There you go. Here is our product.
Well, thank you for telling us more about 3D printing. That was really super interesting. I'm always so happy to know more about new technologies and better understand the world around us. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and experience.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I had a lot of fun to explain everything.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. And of course, you're very welcome to come back and tell us more about something else.
Yeah.
And for you guys, thank you for following the show today. And yeah, I guess I see you next time. Bye bye.